And welcome back to Shepherd's Cove. It's August 24th, 2025. It's been 92 days sober. It's been a week and 1 day since I've been out of the Revive um, Behavioral Health Center there. I've been keeping myself extremely busy. If you guys want a tip on staying sober, best thing you can do is fill up your schedule. If you're busy, get too busy to get high or drink. You know, um, when I got out, I went straight to behavioral health and signed up for IOP, intensive outpatient program. They're over Southwest. Um, got a hold of my mentor. I'm in Veterans Treatment Court there, so got a hold of my mentor. I emailed excuse me there. I emailed my court clerk, or Judge Singer's court clerk, and let her know exactly what I was doing. Let her know that, well, I left the rehab a little early. I was filling my schedule, got a hold of uh, Bradley, who's the guy for the veterans over at Arizona at work, so that, see if he can help me get a job there. Um, went to church, talked to my pastor, and, let him know I wanted to start a youth group. And I gave him an outline that was NA based. And he says, well, hello, NA is non-denominational, and you're standing in a Christian church, fool. So he didn't say fool, but Anyway, so we collaborated, and so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do outlines for mindfulness and outlines for cognitive behavioral therapy type based activities for teens, and maybe some codependency type you know activities for teens, and he's gonna throw in scripture. So we'll collaborate and put it in a box and shake it up and see how it turns out. But he gave me a green light either way, so that's cool. Still got a few others that I want to talk to: Boys and Girls Club, and City of Kingman, and you know, uh, Cassie with Kingman Healing Hooves. Horse therapy, equestrian therapy. There, got plans. But I've been keeping myself busy. I've been over there at the library. I put in, oh my God, maybe about 50 applications. I've been just hustling. I was on Indeed and LinkedIn, and then just running them up, putting in all kinds of apps. I already got one. I mean, I had an interview, got one interview so far. I had the interview set up before I even got home. The time it took me to walk from the library back to my house, they had an interview set up for me. So I turn around and walk back down the hill for Chipotle. Be kind of cool. So today's read is Seeking God's Will. We got to give it up to Him if we're going to get anywhere in this. All right. Well, switch up here. All right. Seeking God's will. We learn to be careful of praying for specific things. Oh boy, do we have messed up on that one. I prayed for way more than I can handle at one point, and He gave me way more than I can handle. All right. In our act of addiction, we usually did not pray for knowledge of God's will for us and the power to carry it out. On the contrary, most of our prayers were, oh God, please help. Okay, on the contrary, most of our prayers were for God to get us out of our mess we had made for ourselves. We expected miracles on demand. That kind of thinking changes when we begin practicing the 11th step. The only way out of our trouble we have made for ourselves is through surrender to a power greater than ourselves. In recovery, we learn acceptance. We seek knowledge in our prayers and meditation of how we are to greet the circumstances that come our way. We stop fighting, surrender our own ideas of how things should be, ask for knowledge, and listen for the answers. The answers usually won't come in a flash of white light accompanied by a drum roll. Usually, the answers will come merely with a quiet sense of assurance that our lives are on course, that a power greater than ourselves is guiding us on our paths. We have a choice. We can spend all of our time fighting to make things come out our way, or we can surrender to God's will. Peace can be found in acceptance, the ebb and flow of life. Just for today, I will surrender my expectations, look to my higher power for guidance, and accept life. Pretty cool. Well, I'm going to church today, so hopefully I'll pick something else from that. God bless y'all and enjoy the rest of your day.